Merry Christmas to you.
Hi, I'm Annie Stores. Welcome back to another Vlogmas. So in today's Vlogmas, I'm going to be doing a bit of cooking, but I wanted to put a Disney twist on it. So before we jump in, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and a subscribe is always appreciated. So for me, Christmas isn't Christmas without the food, and I've got these two amazing cookbooks that I picked up that are very Disney themed. So this first one is the Unofficial Disney Parks cookbook that I ordered from Amazon, I think for about £15. And this one we brought back with us from our trip to Walt Disney World. And this is the Disney Festivals cookbook. So I wanted to have a look and see what sort of holiday festive recipes that were available. So I was flicking through to try and find something Disney, but something kind of holiday-ish. And the first one that I found was this Chorizo Queso Fundido. And this one actually says it's from the Disney California Adventure of the Holidays. But for me, this felt more like a starter rather than a main, and we're absolutely starving. So I was looking through to then find something kind of Mexican theme style to kind of go with it. And also from Disney California Adventures, I found this one, which is the Carnitas Tacos. Now, because both of these recipes are American, I have had to tweak them slightly because not all the ingredients are available here. And also the tacos, it looks like they've pressure cooked them using like a pork joint, which we don't have the time to do that. So we're just going to use pork mince. So what I will do is write up our recipe and pop that in the description box if you wanted to follow along. But I'm looking forward to kind of our like Mexican-y themed Christmas holiday food. So let's get started. So we're going to start with the tacos first, and I've got all the ingredients out here. So we've gone for pork mince, which I've chosen a lean one. It's also got paprika, I've got a smoked paprika, cinnamon, chili powder, salt, brown sugar, garlic, onion, and the mini wraps to make the soft tortilla shells. So I've just put some oil in a pan. I've got all of my spices mixed out here. I've just chopped up the garlic and the onion just so that they're a little bit smaller, given that the tacos are going to be quite small. I didn't want massive chunks. So I'm going to fry off the onions and garlic first, then add in the pork mince, and then add in all the spices to get them all nicely cooked together. So because I'm using mince rather than an actual pork joint, we're just going to treat it a bit like a chili, as in once it's kind of cooked, that'll be it. So I'll just leave it to one side while we get on with the queso fundido. Okay, so I'm going to add in the spice and sugar mixture next, because I want to get that toasted off a bit before I add in the pork. That's what I would normally do when I'm cooking with spices, is just let them toast off a little bit first with the garlic and the onions. Oh, it smells good already. And hopefully not too spicy, because we're hoping for Oscar to eat this. I mean, Pete and I love spicy food, but Oscar is a typical child. He's less keen. So, okay. So now I'm just going to go in with the pork. God, I have the most sensitive eyes, and already just off that garlic and onion, my eyes are like on fire. So let's get this pork kind of mixed in well with the spice mix. And scrape it all up from the bottom of the pan, because there's sugar in it. I don't want it to catch, because that'll be a nightmare to clean. And then we can just brown off the mince. So the recipe actually called for some orange juice, which I did think we had in the fridge, but Pete tells me he drank it.
I did.
So I'm going to improvise. So I'm going to use some water, and then I'm going to add in some lemon juice, because I'm guessing it is just about having a bit of like citrusy. So put in some lemon juice, and then I think this is all ready just to kind of sit and amalgamate, get all nice and tasty. I mean, it does look like the picture. The picture looks darker, but it smells good. So I guess we'll see when it's kind of all cooked together for a little bit. I mean, it does look like taco to me, or taco filling. So we'll just leave that on the back to cook through whilst we get on with the queso. So the ingredients for the chorizo queso fundido, we have just, it says to mince up a chorizo sausage. So we've just used a chorizo that you can get from the supermarket and blitzed it. Then we've got onion and garlic in here. We've got some, well, it says heavy cream, so double cream. Now the poblano peppers and serrano pepper we couldn't get, so we've just gone with green chilies in here. It called for a different couple of types of cheeses, so we've got a grated mozzarella, we've got cheddar here, and it also asked for Monterey Jack, which we couldn't find. So we looked it up and to see what it was, and we thought that this cheese that we usually use will be okay. It is in slices, but Pete assures me that it will melt down. And then we've got the tortillas for dipping in afterwards. So we're going to first fry off the chorizo in this pan. So I've just had it preheating with some sunflower oil. I think these recipes both call for canola oil, I think that's just a flavourless oil though, so sunflower should suffice. And then what you need to do is fry off the chorizo and then drain it. And then I'm going to wipe out the pan, because this is the same pan that I'm going to use for the actual cheese sauce. And although there's chorizo in it, I just don't want the cheese to be discoloured. So I'll drain it, wipe it out, and we set this chorizo to one side to sprinkle over the top. Okay, so we're ready to drain the chorizo. And what we do is just put a kitchen towel over a bowl, and that kind of captures all of the oil. Now this pan is quite heavy, so it's quite difficult to do one-handed. So I'm just going to wipe out this pan, get rid of all the chorizo oiliness, and then I can start frying off the other ingredients. Okay, so I'm going to pop in the onions and the garlic. And with the onion and garlic, I'm going to pop in the green chilli. And just fry that off until that's cooked and a little bit soft before we add in the other ingredients. So it says next to add in the cream and then cook for 3 to 5 minutes. And then after that, stir in the cheese until it's smooth. So we halved the recipe in the book actually, because the recipe in the book made enough for 6 to 8, but there's only 3 of us eating, so hopefully that's about right. So I'll look at the clock now, see the time, and then think 5 minutes, okay. Because it says you want it hot but not boiling, so to keep an eye on it. So I've turned the heat in the pan down to very low now. I'm just adding in the cheese now into this, so as I'm stirring it in and making sure it all melts down, we're going to microwave the tortillas just so that they're nice and warm, because there's nothing worse, I don't think, than a sort of cold tortilla shell with hot filling. So hopefully this all melts down. I'm going to keep stirring until it's smooth, because it's looking a little bit like it's a bit lumpy. So I'm just going to keep going on this. Whoops. Try not to tip half of it all over the oven. But how good does that look? You can already see the cheese pulls in it. This looks amazing. And then I think to add in the chorizo over the top, we'll just sort of liven it up a little bit. Yum, looking forward to this. Okay, so we're just ready to add on the chorizo, so I'm just going to kind of sprinkle it over. And then I guess with every bit of cheese mouthful you'll get some chorizo, which will be nice. I'm not sure we want all the oily bits. Scatter it out a bit. There you go, look at that. So we're just going to do a little taste test. I'm going to start with the queso. I'm looking forward to this. That's so good. It is so cheesy but like smoky. It's a really nice texture. It's still really soft, really like melty, but the chorizo on top is just lovely in that. That is so good. And then for the taco, we've just added sour cream and cheese. I'm just gonna make it less of a taco, more of like a little burrito. It would probably be easier to eat. So let's try this one.
The wrap in itself is good.
That's so good. Do you want me to wrap yours like a burrito and you can try it too?
Yeah.
So let's do an Oscar taste test. So big bite. Oh, a thumbs up from Oscar. That's brilliant. So we're going to enjoy our little Disney Festival of the Holidays dinner. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to follow along with this recipe, like I say, I'll pop it all in the description box. And we'll see you tomorrow for another Vlogmas. Bye!